Allo, it's Nia. Welcome to AI Creator World Podcast, the place where creators learn how to grow faster, build smarter, and turn artificial intelligence into real opportunity. Here, we explore powerful AI tools, content strategies, personal branding systems, and new ways to create income in the digital era. If you are building something online, you are in the right place. Let's begin.
Right now, in 2026, some of the most profitable and honestly aggressively expanding storefronts on Earth, well, they don't even exist in the physical world.
No, they really don't.
They are entirely virtual. I mean, they're just lines of code perfectly engineered to capture attention, farm engagement, and drive purchasing behavior across every major platform.
Yeah.
We are talking about AI influencers, and if you are trying to capture even a sliver of that market, the competition in your feed is absolutely fierce.
It's beyond fierce. Millions of virtual avatars are stepping into this arena every single day.
Right.
The barrier to entry for generating an artificial human has dropped to, well, near zero, which completely changes the battlefield. We aren't looking at a contest of who has the best camera or the most charismatic personality anymore.
No, not at all.
It is a pure, unadulterated battle for algorithmic distribution.
And that is exactly what we are focusing on for today's deep dive. We've got our hands on a really fascinating insider guide from the AI Creator World team, published this year, titled AI Influencer Niche Ideas.
It's a great read.
It really is. Our mission today is to extract the exact framework used to engineer a profitable AI influencer from scratch. We are going to bypass all the guesswork and the instinct-driven decisions that cause most beginners to just stall out completely. Okay, let's unpack this.
Because if you're sitting there trying to launch an account today, this is exactly why you cannot afford to guess. Most creators in this space fail because they treat niche selection like a hobby.
Yeah, they really do.
They pick a topic based on what sounds fun to generate that week, or they just chase whatever audio trend is spiking.
Exactly.
But the creators who actually build sustainable, lucrative accounts, they treat niche selection as a mathematical, economic, business decision. It is the single structural choice that dictates your ceiling.
It's kind of like training a neural network on corrupted data. If your foundational inputs are scattered, the output is always going to be garbage. Before we even look at the data on which specific niches actually print the most money, we have to understand how platform algorithms and brand advertisers distribute and reward content in the first place.
Yeah, so social media algorithms are essentially massive classification engines.
Okay.
Their core directive is to identify what a piece of content is about, figure out which specific demographic wants to consume it, and then match them up to maximize time on the app.
Right, they want to keep you scrolling.
Exactly. So to do that successfully, the classification engine needs to categorize an account with a very high degree of confidence.
Think of the algorithm like a postal worker sorting the mail. If your AI influencer posts about, I don't know, personal finance on Monday, and then drops a video about competitive gaming on Tuesday.
And then pivots to luxury travel on Wednesday.
Yes. Your return address is incredibly blurry. The postal worker doesn't know what neighborhood to route your mail to, so your content just gets lost in the dead letter office. Niche clarity is your algorithmic GPS coordinate. It gives the platform exact directions.
And the data in the 2026 guide strongly reinforces this. Accounts maintaining a rigid topical focus grow significantly faster than unfocused accounts, even when they're posting the exact same volume of content.
Wow.
The classification engine just rewards predictability. But even if you give the postal worker the perfect address, reach does not automatically equal revenue.
Right.
The economic reality is that brand budgets are not distributed evenly across the digital landscape.
Which explains why an account with 10,000 followers can massively out-earn an account with 100,000 followers.
Exactly. It comes down to purchasing intent. High consumer spend industries allocate massive influencer marketing budgets to capture highly motivated buyers.
So an AI influencer in the personal finance space.
Oh, they command a significantly higher brand rate than an account of the exact same size in a general lifestyle category.
Makes sense.
A lifestyle audience might just be scrolling for entertainment, but a finance audience is actively seeking solutions. They want to build wealth or eliminate debt.
But wait, let me play devil's advocate for a second here.
Sure.
If I'm looking at this landscape, my instinct is to just jump on whatever massive viral trend is happening today. Like, if there is a huge meme format or a breakout pop culture moment, shouldn't my AI character just ride that wave to vacuum up the maximum number of eyeballs?
Well, I mean, trend chasing is the ultimate beginner's trap.
Really?
Yeah, the source explicitly warns against building an account foundation on borrowed interest. Leveraging a massive viral trend generates this intense, intoxicating short burst of growth.
Which feels great in the moment.
Right, but that growth always collapses the moment the trend fades. Because you haven't built an audience that actually cares about your specific topic, you've just captured passing traffic.
I see.
The real strategy is to build a foundation on a topic category with enduring audience demand, and then use those passing viral trends purely as a tactical layer on top of your established niche.
Okay, so the algorithm demands a clear address, and brands demand specific demographics with money to spend. Let's look at the actual data from the 2026 tier list.
Let's do it.
The heavyweights in this guide, the absolute top-tier five-star earning multipliers, are finance and productivity, alongside beauty and fashion. And looking at those categories, I was honestly a bit surprised initially, but then you think about why AI is uniquely suited to those specific spaces.
What's fascinating here is how perfectly the beauty and fashion verticals map to AI production workflows.
Love it.
I mean, the fashion industry has the densest brand partnership ecosystem available. For a human creator, showcasing 50 different high-end fashion looks requires physical wardrobe budgets, location scouting, lighting setup,
Days of shooting.
literally days.
Yeah.
But an AI character can be placed in 50 different meticulously styled outfits, seamlessly transitioning from a Tokyo streetwear aesthetic to a Parisian haute couture in a fraction of the time and cost.
That is wild. And then you have finance, personal budgeting, beginner portfolio building, side income strategies. The guide notes that finance audiences command incredibly high CPM.
Massive CPMs.
Yeah, advertisers are willing to pay massive premiums per 1,000 views just to get in front of them.
Because the lifetime value of a customer in the fintech space is massive. If an influencer convinces an audience member to migrate their banking to a new app or sign up for a premium budgeting software.
They're going to stay with that software for years.
Exactly. So those companies will gladly pay premium rates to creators who hold the trust of that specific demographic.
See, I would have assumed technology or gaming would dominate the #1 spots. I mean, these are AI characters, literally made of technology. It feels like the most obvious fit for a virtual avatar to stream games or talk about tech.
Well, technology is actually a very fast-growing space. AI education and tech productivity get a solid 4-star rating in the guide, fueled heavily by sauce companies pouring money into sponsorships.
Okay.
Gaming, however, reveals a massive distinction in how these economies function. Gaming holds a 3-star earning potential.
Interesting.
It has massive scale. You can build a loyal audience of millions very quickly. But gaming brand CPMs are fundamentally lower.
So you aren't landing the high-ticket premium brand deals. You're basically playing a volume game.
Yes. You need millions of views to scrape together revenue through platform creator funds, or you have to pivot to selling incredibly high volumes of low-cost merchandise.
It's a completely different economic engine.
Both models work, but you have to know whether you're building a volume machine or a premium boutique before you start generating assets.
Right. Now, the guide also highlights a few emerging niches that are flying under the radar but showing massive growth.
Yeah.
Travel storytelling is one. Virtual destination tours where the AI character is placed in stunning, aspirational locations. Travel brand partnerships are lucrative, and audiences just crave that remote escapism.
Definitely.
Another fascinating one is educational micro-learning formats. You take a single concept, a historical fact, a psychological principle, or a language tip, and distill it into a sub-60-second flashcard delivered by your avatar.
But, knowing that beauty commands a premium CPM or that microlearning is trending is totally useless if your specific workflow can't consistently generate the required assets.
That's a great point.
That disconnect between high earning potential and actual execution is where the strategy usually falls apart for people. You need a mathematical way to stress test an idea before you commit months of your life to it.
Which brings us to the 15-point profitability score. The source introduces a 3-dimensional scoring framework. You grade your niche idea on a scale of 1 to 5 across audience demand, monetization potential, and content feasibility.
Right.
And to even consider moving forward, your idea needs to score a 12 or higher total. Let's break down how you actually measure these dimensions, starting with audience demand.
Yeah, so you don't just guess what people want based on your own feed. You take your core topic and run it through Google Trends or native platform search volume tools.
Okay.
You're looking for a graph that shows a steady, consistent climb over the last 12 months. If the graph looks like a volatile heartbeat of massive viral spikes followed by flat
Not
lines,
that trend chasing trap we talked about.
exactly, you want enduring, measurable search behavior.
Dimension 2 is monetization potential. You have to look for specific numerical benchmarks in the market today. You are looking for affiliate programs offering 10% or more for digital goods or 5% or more for physical products.
Minimum.
Right, minimum. And more importantly, you need to find evidence that brands are actively sponsoring accounts in this specific niche that have under 50,000 followers.
Yes.
You do not want to build in a space where advertisers just ignore anyone without a massive mega audience.
And then dimension 3 is the real reality check, content feasibility. Can the current AI tools actually generate the images, videos, and scripts required for this specific niche at a high quality, consistently?
Right, because if your chosen niche is, say, martial arts tutorials,
Oh, your feasibility score drops to 0 instantly.
because AI video generation still really struggles with highly complex intersecting human limbs in rapid motion.
Yeah, the output will just look distorted and alien. It doesn't work.
But if your niche is luxury watch reviews,
Completely different story.
where the AI just needs to generate static, hyper-realistic macro shots of a wrist wearing a timepiece while a voiceover plays, your feasibility there is a 5 out of 5.
Exactly.
So you tally up your score. If you hit that 12 out of 15 threshold, you move your idea into the 5-step matrix to refine the actual execution strategy.
Let's walk a hypothetical idea through this matrix so we can see the mechanics in action.
Let's do it.
Let's say you've chosen sustainable minimalist fashion and it scored a 13 on the profitability test. Step 1 of the matrix is demand versus competition.
Okay.
Sustainable fashion has high demand, but the competition is also incredibly saturated. You don't walk away, though. You just find a micro angle.
Right. So instead of a broad fashion avatar, your AI character focuses entirely on, say, capsule wardrobes for urban commuters. You just narrow the focus until you find a lane you can dominate.
Precisely. Step 2 is personal brand alignment. Even though the face on the screen is artificial, the human labor behind the scenes, the prompting, the scripting, the strategic pivoting is very, very real.
Yeah.
Imagine choosing a high-paying crypto niche because the math looks great, but you, personally, couldn't care less about blockchain technology.
That sounds like a nightmare.
It is. Spending 4 hours a day prompting AI to generate high-yield dividend crypto charts will lead to severe burnout by week 3. If there's no genuine creative engagement from the operator, the project will collapse.
Step 3 is scalability. Visual niches like our urban commuter fashion idea demand incredible AI image generation workflows. Information-dense niches like finance require razor-sharp, well-researched scripts.
Right.
The test here is evaluating your personal workflow bottleneck. Can your production system actually hit a cadence of 5 or more high-quality posts a week? If your prompting process is so manual and error-prone that one simple outfit post takes you 3 days to render correctly, it's just not scalable.
Step 4 evaluates monetization readiness. The rule of thumb here is you need 3 or more clear income paths built into the strategy from day 1. Relying entirely on platform creator funds is incredibly fragile. If the platform changes its payout algorithm tomorrow, your business goes to 0 instantly.
Wow.
You need a mix. Can this urban commuter avatar drive affiliate sales for specific backpack brands? Can it land sponsored placements from sustainable shoe companies? Could you eventually sell a digital guide on building a capsule wardrobe?
Got it. And step 5 is long-term growth. You are evaluating whether your core topic relies on evergreen human desires or just passing cultural moments. Money, health, relationships, personal aesthetics, those are evergreen. People will always care about looking good on their commute to work.
Absolutely.
Think about the AI influencer ideas you might be kicking around in your head right now. Run them through that 15-point stress test and run them through this matrix. Most ideas won't survive, and that is exactly the point of the framework. It saves you from wasting months on a bound concept.
So true. And once an idea actually survives the math on paper, the next phase is taking it into the real market. You have to put it through the 30-day validation sprint.
Okay, what's that?
This is where you find out if the theoretical audience actually responds to your specific AI execution.
The rules of the sprint are pretty strict. Within the first 2 weeks, you must publish at least 10 pieces of content across 2 or 3 different formats within your chosen niche.
Right.
Maybe that's a mix of static image carousels breaking down an outfit and short form video of your avatar walking through a city. You are aggressively pushing assets into the feed to gather data.
And you're looking beyond empty vanity metrics. A video hitting 1 million views means absolutely nothing if the audience immediately scrolls past and forgets it.
Yeah.
You're looking for an engagement rate exceeding 5% on your new posts. And more specifically, you are looking for high save rates.
Because when someone saves a post, the algorithm registers that your content isn't just, entertainment, it's valuable reference material. It means you taught them something they intend to come back to. You are also looking for explicit commercial signals in your comments section. Are users asking where to buy the specific jacket your AI character is wearing? Are they asking for deeper tutorials? That proves active purchasing intent.
The source material provides a highly illustrative case study here, actually. A creator developed an AI character focused purely on the hyper-specific niche of minimalist productivity for remote workers.
Okay.
They ran the sprint, locked in their formats, and hit 15,000 followers in 4 months. Now, in the grand ecosystem of social media, 15,000 might sound small.
But because that audience was so tightly defined and the engagement signals were so strong, that 15K account secured premium brand deals with productivity software companies.
Yes.
They were landing meetings that a generic, unfocused lifestyle account with 50,000 followers couldn't even get an email back for. A tightly defined audience consistently outperforms a larger, disengaged audience.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the 30-day validation period is your laboratory. 30 days of consistent posting is the absolute minimum required to gather reliable data from the classification engine.
Right.
If you hit day 30 and your growth is flat, you look at the data objectively. The issue usually lies in your hook quality, a lack of visual differentiation from other avatars, or just the positioning itself.
Makes sense.
Quitting before 30 days is basically abandoning the experiment before the data has even finished compiling. But refusing to pivot your angle after 60 days of low growth is just ignoring market reality.
Building a profitable AI influencer is not about throwing creative spaghetti at the wall and hoping something goes viral. It is a highly strategic, almost architectural design process.
Be really is.
You choose the right niche backed by search data and economic realities. You validate the concept mathematically using the 15-point score and the matrix. And then you put it into the wild for a 30-day sprint to algorithmically dominate your microspace. You make the algorithm work for you by giving it a clear, unmissable signal.
Stepping back from the pure mechanics for a moment, this entire framework raises a pretty profound question. It's something not explicitly written in the guide, but is heavily implied by all the data we've just walked through.
What's that?
Well, if we are rapidly entering an era where AI characters can be mathematically engineered from the ground up to farm human trust, harvest engagement, and perfectly simulate purchasing behavior, what does that actually mean for the future of human authenticity online?
Oh, wow.
Will audiences eventually prefer the flawlessly curated, highly niched, completely predictable virtual companion over the messy, unpredictable reality of human creators?
That is a wild thought to end on. Because if the classification algorithms inherently prefer a perfect, unchanging address, maybe the ultimate digital influencer was never meant to be human at all. We want to thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Keep examining the digital storefronts operating in your feed, keep stress testing your own ideas, and most importantly, keep questioning the information landscape you interact with every single day. We'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you for listening to AI Creator World Podcast. If you found this episode valuable, make sure to follow the podcast, subscribe on YouTube, and share this episode with another creator who is building their future online. For deeper guides, AI tools, and step-by-step growth strategies, visit our website at aicreatorworld.net. And remember, in the age of artificial intelligence, creators who learn faster will lead the future. See you in the next episode. Bye!